Hi, I'm Peter Cowan, the Bee Whisperer. I set up the observation hive here about 3 weeks ago now. So I have found for sure it's way better to set up an observation hive in the spring than late summer. We've often used observation hives for display purposes, for sales at craft fairs and that sort of thing. If you set them up late, they do not survive. Sometimes they don't survive more than a week or so. They just get taken over by anything. You got a small hive beetle in there, the colony collapses. If you have anything in there, they're going to struggle. Whereas if you set them up when the colony is building up, we get a very, very different result. So I've set up this with a few frames of brood. No, 2 frames of brood. A little bit of resources. An empty frame up here. Let's put a few lights on. Now, let's see what we've got going on here. Got a lot of reflection, so I'm going to try and move the lights behind the camera. And let's see what we can see. We've got a nice brood area here and here with some honey in the corners. And it's got a relatively brown cappings at the moment, but they're starting to cover more and more. You see a fair amount of pollen here. Lots of pollen. And let's see what we can see going on here. A little bit of dancing. Try this one down here. Carrying a little bit of pollen. She's gone. There she goes. Going at about, aiming for about 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock on the clock face. And it's lasting about 1 second. So 5 o'clock on the south face, on the clock face. See this one, that's the same one doing it. There's another dance going on there in the opposite direction, more like 7 o'clock. And if you look at my videos about how to speak bee, that'll tell you exactly where that is. So it doesn't have to be on the comb, it can be on the bars of the comb as well. Let's see if we can see another dance going on anywhere. So if it was 5 o'clock on the clock face, in other words, entrance of the hive, point at the sun is 12 o'clock, 5 o'clock would be heading out towards that food. And for every 0.9 of a second, there we go again, same bee I think, for every 0.9 of a second, that's half a mile. Let's see what this bee is doing. It's got its pollen up, just kicking its pollen into the cell there. Just saw it. There's another bee with pollen doing a little dance. Now that's doing more of a circular dance. Hold on, let's see. It's very close. That one's going more at 10 o'clock. Morning tends to be the time when they bring in all the fresh pollen. Now let's watch this bee here. See where it takes that pollen. See where it's going to store it. Looking for an empty cell with pollen in it now. There's quite a few more. you around it. Now it's in pollen stores, but they're all pretty full cells. It's funny, since I put it in this room, I know the queen's in there. We see all the brood, we see the young brood and things, but I tend to have not seen the queen on this side so well. I'll keep on looking. I'll watch for the queen on another day. Now further up here, bees are accumulating some honey. I've got little things of paper to keep, but they're getting some honey in these cells. There's very few bees up here by comparison, but those cells are filling up with nectar. And there's a honey flow on. I've only got about enough bees in here to really maintain things at the moment, but as more and more of this brood emerges, we're going to have a bigger field force, and we'll start seeing honey accumulating up there, I hope, like we're seeing some here. Hopefully we'll see some prettier white cappings. There's a newly emerged bee right there, looking very silvery. Still plenty of dancing going on around here. Oh, now look, who have we got here? We have our queen. Looking for somewhere to lay. See a little green dot on her back. Not very clear. Oh, there she goes, she's laying an egg. So they're surrounded by the attendants, picking up the queen pheromones. There's one egg, another egg laid, so looking for some more. Some more nice, newly vacated cells for her to lay in. Nope. And you see when she finds one, she has a good look inside. When she's happy with it, she'll arch her back and stick her abdomen down to the bottom of the cell and lay an egg. A bit more. And going underneath. Oh, there she is again. Popping up to the right. In the meantime, got some more dancing going on. More pollen on the legs and going to the same area at 5 o'clock. This bee appears to be going a little bit further towards 4 o'clock. Here's another one with pollen. Where's she going? again towards about 4 or 5 o'clock, probably a big area with lots of pollen. Big stand, trees with the whitish pollen. Or they're clover perhaps. And I suspect they're all going to pretty close to the same source. That one's more like 3 o'clock. The one behind it's more like 4 o'clock. Yep, so I think they're all going to the same general area. Let's see. So right now, if we were in the office here, the sun is probably in this direction. 4 o'clock would be they're heading out that way, which is the development. There's a development of houses over that way. And less than half a mile, that's still in the development there. So it's all vacant property lots. So we'll follow this through a little more in due course. We'll watch what's happening. But setting up an observation hive is great. You can see, you can especially if you learn how to translate the honeybee dance, you can get an idea of where the bees are going to and what they're collecting. And once we start getting a decent population in here and getting honey up there, how the honey flow is going as well. So we'll check in on this again sometime soon when we see some new developments. I'm Peter Cowan, the Bee Whisperer. See you next time.